Hello, this is Dipstick with another video. This time something completely different. I'm going to show you my wrestling figure collection. I'm not a big figure collector, I have a few, but these ones, I've had these since I was a kid. They're like 90% the Hasbro figures. One of the few things that I've kept as a kid. Usually I would sell them or break them or something like that, although a couple of these figures are broken. But yeah, I've kept these all throughout the years. So like I said, most of them are Hasbro. There's a couple of different ones, as you can see. There's a couple of Funko Pops. But yeah, let's begin. First one is Liv Morgan Funko Pop. This is the one where she won she cashed in the Money in the Bank and won the title for the first time. I'm a huge Liv fan, or was. I don't really watch anymore. But yeah, this was an amazing moment, and I had to get the Funko Pop. Next is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who apparently forgot to tan his left arm and his legs. There's a few Ted DiBiase figures. I'm missing one though. The one where he's in the green suit. I think my friend had that one actually, but for some reason I never got it. Undertaker. As you can see, he has plasticine in his hair, in his mullet, which I think I bought him like that actually. I'm not sure. Tatanka. I loved Tatanka as a kid. Shawn Michaels Funko Pop. This came with Bret Hart and a mini wrestling ring. Smash. Rick Steiner. The Mountie. I was never really a fan of the ones that were they're in their their entrance gear. I never thought they were as fun to play with, if you know what I mean. But they look cool, so it doesn't really bother me anymore. Scott Steiner. Again, he forgot to tan his entire body. Yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately. Some of them just discolour over the years. Razor Ramon. I think there were 3 Razor Ramones, but this is the only one I own. Undertaker, the ginger version, who does not have plasticine in his mullet. Liv again, this is regular Liv. This one's interesting. I'm not sure, but I believe this is the I think it's called, Mail Away Bret Hart, which is apparently extremely rare, as the purple heart instead of pink. I got this really cheap back in the day, but I've always kind of assumed it was fake, but I've no idea. I don't know if anyone can tell. but it's not sealed, which diminishes the price quite a bit, and I don't think this is the original bag. Jake the Snake Roberts. I do have the snake somewhere. Akeem, the African Dream. His arms are really loose. This one is the model. I have no idea what series this is from. Let me know in the comments. I have a few of these. Kamala. From what I remember, there's 3 versions of this. There's the one where he has the moon on his stomach, and I think there's a 3rd version, which is, there was like only 24 made. It's extremely rare, but yeah, I can't remember what that one looks like. Shawn Michaels in really good condition. You'll notice some of these are in really good condition. They're the ones that I bought pretty much when I was an adult and first got access to eBay. I started buying a lot of them, and you know, obviously I weren't playing with them anymore. Bam Bam. I loved Bam Bam, one of my favourites. His tattoos are in nice condition. For some reason, ChatGPT says this is one of the rarest figures. I'm pretty sure it isn't. Brett again. As you can see, the heart is pink and also chipped away. Repo Man. AJ Styles. This is I think the Mattel retro figures. Not actually Hasbro, but they are supposed to resemble them. So these are really cool. This is the last Funko Pop I own, Brett. Hulk Hogan. I never really liked this figure. It's not, wasn't particularly fun to play with. Ultimate Warrior. Excuse me. Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who was always really fun to DDT with his tiny head. Bam Bam. I mean, these might be Mattel as well, I'm not sure. Earthquake. Oh, I also have some Galoob WCW figures, and pretty depressing story with these. I used to have some of the rarest ones. I used to have Dustin Rhodes, El Gigante, the Freebirds. Yeah, some of the rarest ones. Unfortunately, I took them with me on holiday, and I met someone there, and we played with them, and I ended up leaving them there with him. when we came back home. So yeah, that really sucked. really sucks, because like I said, they're some of the rarest Galoob figures, but what can you do? Earthquake again. Oh my god, look at his arms. Yeah. I have no idea why I have two earthquakes, by the way. Butch. There's two versions of Butch. For some reason. No, is the other one. Mr. Perfect. I'm a massive Mr. Perfect mark. Ultimate Warrior. I think his other arm's supposed to move. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Ultimate Warrior again. These figures are a bit of a mixed bag with the legs together like this. Bossman. Hulk Hogan, the real American. Ricky Steamboat. Why Ricky Steamboat got a figure, at least as in this gimmick, I have no idea, because he wasn't around very long, but it's a cool one. Although it's in his entrance gear, which, you know, like I said, they weren't very fun to play with. The Hammer. I have no idea why, but this was always my favourite figure. I don't know, man. I used to love playing with this one. I don't know. I mean, this was probably my favourite design, with the arm out like this. Could perform a pretty good clothesline. I don't know. I just think this is a really nice figure. Yokozuna. This was also one of my favourite figures. Skinner. Again, really good condition, because I bought it later on. And not in good condition. Macho Man. This was one of the first figures I ever owned. I got four at once, and this was one of the four. And yeah, he's missing his hat. Yeah, that's a crazy bald spot. Yeah, again, you know, really cool design, not fun to play with. This is Marty Jannetty. I don't know, does that? I don't think it really looks like him much. Animal. I always wondered why. Well, I always thought the spikes were broken, but yeah, it's pretty obvious why they aren't there. Samu. I don't own Far 2, surprisingly. I actually checked yesterday to see what price he was. He's like 50 quid for some reason. Samu was like 15, I think, so I don't know what's going on there. And I was thinking of setting up a GoFundMe so I can get Far 2. Yeah, that's a joke, by the way. Coco Beware. I think this came with Frankie, but I don't own him. Oh God. Hulk Hogan with yeah. I'd like to blame this on the dog, but it might have been me. I might have chewed this when I was a kid. Sorry, Hulk. Okay, this is a weird one. So, this is Billy Gunn. However, I don't think it's legit. I think it's a custom one. Because Billy Gunn's one of the rarest figures, and I just remember, I think, again, I don't know if you can tell. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure this is a custom one. British Bulldog. Nails. Steve Austin. Again, this is one of the Mattel figures. Oh, his legs are discoloured as well, what the heck? I haven't even had him that long. Honky Tonk Man. Giant Gonzalez. The worst wrestler of all time, probably. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Lex Luger. I actually can't remember who this is. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. I can't remember. Typhoon. Yeah, I do almost have all of the Hasbros. I'm just missing the absolute rarest ones, I guess. Like I said, unless that Bret Hart one's legit. The Model. Ron Simmons. Camera won't focus for some reason, must be racist. Scott Steiner. Oh God, look at that. Jerry Saggs. Rice Flair, missing his nose. The Narcissist, Lex Luger. Sensational Sherry. And Brett again. Oh wow, look at that, no heart at all. We've gone from purple heart to scratched pink heart to no heart. Shinsuke Nakamura, again it's the Mattel figure, and you can bend his leg for the Kinshasa. Kona Crush, Hawk, I remember taking this with me to a wrestling show because Hawk was there. Although it wasn't the real Hawk, it was a guy dressed up as him, but you know, local wrestling shows, you know. I also saw Kane and The Undertaker, so yeah. Sergeant Slaughter, Crush again, a random steel chair, get off doink, Sting, he needs to wash his back, yeah, Doink. I love this figure, look at that hair, but as you can see he has no fingers, and I got him like this actually. Marty Jannetty, Rick Steiner, Brian Knobbs, Brian Pillman, also missing his fingers and his eyes and everything, looks like shit. IRS, I loved IRS as a kid, I don't know, I was a weird kid I guess. And his tag team partner, Shawn Michaels, the Macho King. His neck always creeped me out as a kid, look at that. Oh, it's Macho Man, what the heck. Oh, this is Macho King, I think. Rick Steiner, looking a little better here. Lex Luger again. Roddy Piper. Papa Shango. I loved Papa Shango as a kid. I was gutted when he got eliminated in the '93 Rumble instantly. Sid Vicious, who has a bunch of holes in his chest. Again, I got him like this, I don't know what the heck people were doing to him, treating him like a pincushion apparently. Shawn Michaels. This figure sucked, I never liked it. I didn't like the way his hands were shaped. Texas Tornado. Rick Rude. This was also one of the weaker ones, didn't like this design. I think there was only 2 figures with this design. I can see why. Mr. Perfect, the superior one, the perfect one. Superfly Jimmy Snooker. Ric Flair again. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Brian Pillman, also missing his fingers. Scott Steiner. Hulk. The Berserker. Sid Justice. Oh yeah, there's the other one. Ric Flair. They did him dirty with this design. Here's the snake. And the model's arrogance. Virgil. El Matador. This is Tom Zenk, right? Oops. Yeah, this is Boss Man. This was also one of the first figures I got, as you can tell. Sting. Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the flag. Luke. Whoa. Brutus again. The Warlord. Axe. And finally, Owen Hart. Yeah, I used to have two Owen Harts actually. My first one had a glued on head, so I guess I threw that one away, I don't know. And that's it. Let me know your favourite wrestling figure in the comments, especially Hasbro. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, comment and subscribe. If you hated it. And think wrestling is lame, I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but give it a dislike. Thanks.